This video is going to help us learn the commutative and associative property and why it's useful. So first off, the commutative property allows you to change around the order of your addends or factors and you'll still get the same result. And the associative property just means you can put parentheses around any two addends or any two factors. That way you do that problem first. Let's look at our first problem, which is 32 plus 17 plus 8. Alright, if you look at these, you could add 32 plus 17 and then add 8 to that, but there's an easier way to do it. The commutative and associative property basically are tools to help you do math easier. So we could reorder our addends to 32 plus 8 plus 17, and this will make our life easier because 32 plus 8 will make a perfect 40, and then add 17 to that, and we get 57. So by changing around the order of our addends, we're able to do the math easier and also mentally. Next up, let's look at our problem of 7 and 7/10, 2 and 5/10, plus 4 and 3/10. So we can use the commutative property as well to help us add decimals. So what two decimals here will make a perfect whole? Or how can we make one of them equal 10/10? Well, 7 and 7/10 plus 4 and 3/10 will work well together because 7 and 7/10 and 4 and 3/10, your decimal part, your 7/10 and your 3/10 will make a perfect whole. So 7 plus this 7 right here plus this 4 equals 11. And then your 7/10 and your 3/10 equals one whole. So 7 and 7/10 and 4 and 3/10 equals exactly 12. And then add 2 and 5/10 and we get 14 and 5/10. So we are allowed to use the commutative property to add decimals together easier. Now on to the associative property. The associative property can be helpful because it will take us less time to write down all of our addends. So let's look at the problem of 13 plus 18 plus 12. We're allowed to put parentheses around addends in order to do that problem first. So what can we put parentheses around in order to make our life easier? Well, if we group the 18 and the 12 together, that'll make a perfect 30. And now we just have to add 13, and we get 43. So we're able to easily do 13 plus 18 plus 12 by doing certain addends together first. Let's also look at the problem of 48 plus 26. We can actually apply both properties of this in order to make our life easier. Let's first use the 4th grade version of expanded form to break up our addends. So 48 is 40 plus 8, and then 26 is 20 plus 6. And now we can reorder these using the commutative property as 40 plus 20 plus 8 plus 6. Now that we have our order the way we want it to, let's group these together using the associative property. Now we can quickly do this math. 40 plus 20 is 60. 8 plus 6 is 14. Add them together and we get 74. So this is a great way in order to mentally add two double-digit numbers. It's very helpful to break the numbers apart and then regroup them in order to mentally add double-digit numbers. Thank you for watching my podcast on the commutative and associative property.